Rome had a real talent for taxing people and acting surprised when they got angry. Then Rome humiliated the wrong queen, which was an impressively bad decision. For a while, Boudica made Roman Britain look less like a province and more like a warning. By the 1st century AD, Rome was spreading across Britain with its usual mix of steel, taxes, and confidence. Boudica's husband, King Prasutagus, knew Rome was powerful and only occasionally reasonable, so he split his kingdom between his family and the emperor, hoping Rome would behave. It did not. The moment Prasutagus died, Rome ignored the deal and started taking whatever it wanted. Boudica was publicly flogged because Rome apparently felt cruelty needed a little extra ceremony. Then her daughters were assaulted, which is the part where this story stops being politics and becomes revenge. Rome thought it had broken her. What it actually did was create a problem. She rallied the Iceni and other tribes who were already very tired of Roman greed and Roman everything. Because if you rob people, humiliate them, and destroy their family, they may become slightly difficult to rule. The first major target was Camulodunum, a Roman colony full of veterans and confidence, and the city was not ready, which was awkward for the city. The rebels stormed the town and turned Rome's proud colonial project into an expensive bonfire. At first, Rome treated the uprising like a routine problem. That assumption aged badly. Then a Roman force got smashed, and suddenly this was no longer a minor inconvenience. Now Rome had a real problem, and Boudica had the one thing every revolt wants: momentum. Next came Londinium, a wealthy Roman town full of trade, money, and terrible timing. The governor saw the size of the revolt and realized he did not have enough men to save the city. So he left Londinium behind, which is one way to reduce casualties if you are not the city. Then Boudica arrived, and Londinium immediately started having a much worse day. Then came Verulamium. More fire, more panic, and more Romans rethinking frontier management. In a shockingly short time, Boudica turned Roman Britain into a province-wide emergency. By now, this was bigger than one family. She was threatening Rome's entire hold on Britain, and Rome was finally experiencing something it hated almost as much as taxes: fear. The woman Rome humiliated had turned into a full-scale imperial nightmare. But Rome was still Rome, and once it had time to regroup, it became much less fun to fight. Boudica had numbers and fury. Rome had discipline, experience, and a deeply unhealthy love of formation fighting. Suetonius chose the ground carefully, because Roman generals liked winning almost as much as Romans liked taking things. When the battle began, Boudica's warriors charged like people who thought the hard part was over. Then the Roman machine kicked in, and suddenly courage was no longer enough. And once the line broke, the wagons behind them turned the retreat into a disaster. What followed was a massacre, and even Boudica could see the war slipping away. Ancient sources differ, but the most famous version says she chose poison over Roman capture. Rome won the war, but only after a grieving queen made it bleed for every step. In the end, Boudica failed to break Roman rule in Britain, but she did something very few people ever managed to do. She made Rome panic. Rome thought it was punishing a widow. Instead, it picked the wrong queen and nearly lost a province for it.